Girls love that. Chicks love the last shot opportunity.
Place. Now, I'm gonna move back to when you were here in Boston and just your team. I want you to give me the meaning of Ubuntu, what that meant and what that meant to your team and how you created that word.
Yeah, it was interesting, Max. I've been on the board. I've been trustee at Marquette. I've been on the board for
Oh
about
God, I hate that
14
school.
years.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Don't give me the
Sorry to
Marquette
bring
line.
that
You
up.
know how I hate Marquette University stole the championship. You did that just to irritate me. I know you did. I know you did.
I did forget. So a board member walks up to me and asks me, "Hey, Doc, have you ever heard of Ubuntu?" And I was like, "No." She said, "Well, I just got back from South Africa, and it's an important word. And I think your team that you're about to coach this coming year, it would do them well." And so she says, "I'm not going to tell you what it is. You go look it up." So that night, Max, I'm telling you, I looked up that word and found it. I was up all night because it was like God figured out the right thing for us. And Ubuntu means a person is a person through other people. I can't be all I can be unless you are all you can be. I can never be threatened by how great you are, because the greater you are means the greater or the better for me. And it's just a lot of meetings like that. Our players, you were around them. By the end of the year, if you got on the plane and you just had one sandwich, they were like, "Come on, coach, that man in Boothby. You got to share it. You got to give us all." So it was great, and they bought into it from the first day of Rome. When we were in Rome, and I presented it to them, and I think it was Leon Poe and Big Baby had to do the presentation. And let me tell you, I was nervous because I just didn't see them two doing it. I set them down, I outlined everything, and they did an amazing job. They sold it, our guys bought into it, and the rest is what it is.
Well, you look at your team and the way it was and to win a championship here in Boston. Talk about how it was to win a championship here in Boston with the Celtics.
I don't know if you can win in a better place. And the reason I say that, like, there's bigger cities, obviously. You win in LA, you win in New York, you win in Chicago. But there is no city that embraces sports. Chicago, in my opinion, would probably be second because it's a little smaller than the other cities, and it's just the one team. But it meant so much, and I think it probably meant more to me because of what I had to go through to get it. I take a job, Danny tells me, "Listen, we're going to do this. We're going to rebuild." And I've been through rebuilding in Orlando, so I kind of knew how tough it was, but I didn't know it was going to be this tough because it was in Boston. And people, they don't, what I learned by the losing part, those losing years when we were, I don't ever want to say throwing games, but when we were losing games, is no one cares about the excuse. They don't want to hear it. Like, you learn that, like, we're young. Okay, well, that's too bad. I'm from Boston. You need to win. And I really appreciated that. I learned that. And that was a hard lesson for me. But, Max, when you lose, no one cares why. Right. They want you to win. There's no excuses. And that taught me a lot as a person and coaching going through that. And so winning it meant so much. And winning it in Boston, like, I don't think it couldn't have been better. Like, we had a chance to win Game 5, and I really wanted to win in LA. But then when we came back home and won in Boston, it was the perfect setting for that team to win in. It was awesome.
You created something else in Boston when you had your second original Big Three. Talk about those three players that you had and their personalities and what you liked about them.
Well, as you know, you're around them. They're all three completely different human beings. Paul was easier because I knew him, right? I had him for whatever amount of years, and the first couple of years with me and Paul were not smooth at all. You remember?
I remember that.
I was taking him out of games. Like, I was hell-bent on making Paul become a facilitator and a scorer because I thought he would be more efficient. It was a tough sell because the year before, Paul was on the All-Star team. So in Paul's mind is, what is this dude talking about? I've made the All-Star team. I'm not changing. And I decided that I wasn't giving in. I literally had decided that I was going to lose my job over it if I had to, but I wasn't going to give it. And, you know, it came to the head when you remember we had a 1 or 2 point lead and Paul was holding the ball. I took him out and set him for the rest of the game. And,
Doc,
you know,
I remember that as clear as day, because we were right near your bench. And what you had told everybody get back on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce took a shot, didn't get back. You took him out of the game, and Paul was sitting over there steaming. And I remember you finally put him back in later. And you said, all right, get your ass back in the game and go play. And that seemed to be –